Hey, drop your weapons. I'll drop my weapon when you drop your weapon. Why do you sound like me? Bro, why do you sound like me? I sounded like me first. How do you figure that? Because I'm Batman. I got way too much damn time on my hands. Alright, y'all, so I just got through watching Marvel's The Punisher on Netflix, and how can I put it? You ever watch something where, even though you don't understand everything that's going on, it has such a likability that you still dig it? That's how I felt about this show. I'm not gonna really go much into the plot, man, because honestly, it was hard for me to follow a lot of stuff that was going on because this show has a lot of layers, man. There's everything from family to propaganda to military PTSD. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of stuff going on. I will say the family element of this show did interest me, like between Frank Castle and the character of Micro. Frank Castle was played by John Bernthal, if I'm saying his name right. Micro, I can't remember the guy that plays the character of Micro. But anyway, those two are forced to work together for a common goal, kind of like Eddie Murphy and Nick Nolte in 48 Hours. They don't like each other, they're not friends, but Micro is trying to get back with his family, and he needs Frank Castle to help him get back with his family. And also, Frank Castle needs Micro to help him track the people and kill the people that killed his family. So they need each other, but they don't like each other. And a lot of this scenes I found interesting, but other than that, as far as like all the politics and the cop stuff, like honestly, it really didn't interest me. But I love John Bernthal's performance that much. Am I saying his name right? I loved his performance that much where I was able to really make it through this show. But there were moments where I got bored. There were moments where I was looking at my phone, I was looking on Facebook and whatnot. Call it a short attention span. It is what it is, man. Like if something really doesn't catch my interest, you lose me. But whenever he would do some Punisher stuff, then I'm all in. I'm like, okay, cool. This is what I want to see. And yeah, that may sound kind of shallow, like yeah, all you want to do is you just want to see killing and blood and guts. But what about story and everything? If it had a real solid story, I'd have been cool with that. But the story was kind of hard to follow. It was a little bit all over the place. John Bernthal, I will say, is probably the best MCU show character out of all of them. Out of Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, especially the immortal Iron Fist. Dolph Lundgren, Tom Jane, that other guy, they were all erased. Like these guys don't even exist now. This guy is the Punisher. He kills it in this show, and that's what made it really watchable for me, especially when he was doing Punisher stuff. Now he did have that Batman voice, okay. I fought in the jungles, man. I fought amongst other soldiers. And another interesting character I thought was the character of Lewis. He's a young veteran who has come back to the States from the war, and he's just really disturbed. He has PTSD really bad, and this was like if Rambo would have really went dark, he would have been like Lewis. Like Lewis he really is trying to find his place back in the world, but he can't. So to deal with this, he takes matters into his own hands, and he becomes like another version of Frank Castle, because Frank Castle is a very disturbed character too. Like he's a vigilante, he's an anti-hero. But unlike Batman and the rest of the superheroes who just beat their opponents to a pulp, but they still end up going to jail, no, Frank Castle puts a bullet between your eyes, and there you go, crime solved. There were elements of the show that I did like, but I would have loved to see more Punisher-esque type stuff. Even though in the last episode, he does have a real moment where I'm like, okay, you've earned the name the Punisher, because he punishes somebody so bad, and you're like, whoa, okay, you are the Punisher. If you watch The Sopranos, Father Antantoli is in this show. he's one of the villains in this show, and yeah, the villains are kind of forgettable because he was a villain, and then well, there's another villain too, but I don't want to spoil it. But I guess he's kind of like, you don't realize he's a villain until like later on. But yeah, I mean, there were some decent characters. There's some really good acting. There were a lot of disturbing kills. Like there were a lot of kills in the show that were really brutal, especially something that has to do with a sledgehammer. This doesn't feel like a Marvel show. It doesn't feel like a show based off of a comic book. It is very grounded, but sometimes it feels too grounded because you got to think about this. This show takes place in the same universe as Thor Ragnarok and Guardians of the Galaxy. Have a little fun with it, you know, not be camp, but I don't know, man. I'm not a filmmaker. What the hell do I know? But I just felt like it was so detached from that other stuff that it doesn't even feel like it's in the same universe. But yeah, I could have enjoyed this a little bit more. It really kind of lost me at times, but overall, I thought it was a good show. I had some fun with it. So I'm gonna give The Punisher. I'm gonna give it a C. I'm gonna give it a C. Sounds like it's kind of a low grade, but don't get me wrong, I did dig this show. I do recommend watching it, you know, but it's not for the faint of heart. There are going to be some scenes that kind of disturb you a little bit, so prepare yourself for that. So what did you guys think of The Punisher? Comment below, comment freely. Thank you for watching. This is Rashad G signing out. See you in the next video.